I thought it was a picture. I was like, drop the self-timer.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new here, my name is Nicole and I make bookish content. Today I have a special guest on my channel, my boyfriend Grayson.
Hello.
So give him a warm welcome as we do the BookTube boyfriend tag. It was created by Mayana Reads and I saw Meredith Reads post about it with her boyfriend and they looked super cute and I loved the tag idea. So I decided to drag him in and do it with me. I'm going to be doing that tag as well as answering a few questions I was DM'd on Instagram. So let's get started. Okay, so I think how it works is like I'm asking you like a bunch of questions and then you answer them.
Okay.
So how long have we been dating?
2 years, 4 months, and 15 days.
That's better than I could have done. Number 2, are you a reader?
Generally not. I do know how to read, slightly, but no, I have a hard time in finding a solid time investment in books.
Number 3, what Hogwarts house are you in?
I took the quiz, the official one. I think it was Ravenclaw or something.
I can see that. Yeah, I definitely couldn't see you as a Gryffindor.
No, I mean, my mindset is that if, Ginny's messing around with the basilisk, I just think it shouldn't have been messing around with the basilisk.
Okay, anywho, number 4, what is my most anticipated book?
Oh, goodness.
You can just name one. It doesn't...
I'm gonna say...
I guess...
maybe Six of Crows? Well, just based on how much you loved the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I know you want more of that. So I feel like Six of Crows is the closest you're gonna get.
Yeah, I would say that's one of my more exciting reads for this year. I'm really pumped to be reading more about the Grishaverse because I'm a little obsessed. Number 5, what was the last book that I read?
Ruin and Rising?
No.
Oh, God. Oh, it was Poet X.
Yes. Yeah, he pretty much hears the summaries of every single book that I read. So he's in the know and he knows what's up. Number 6, what is my favorite book? I have a lot of favorite books, so you can go ahead and just say one of my favorite books.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say Twilight. The series.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that Twilight gets so much hate, but I've been making him rewatch the movies because he's never seen them before.
For the first time, yeah.
Yeah.
More entertaining than I thought they would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's partly nostalgic, but I've been loving the movie, rewatching it, and certain parts are definitely cheesy, but I love it so much. It really helped me through my kind of angsty teenage phase. Number 7 is what is my favorite book genre?
Either high fantasy or thrillers.
I definitely, yeah, that's pretty accurate. I have a lot of genres that I really enjoy reading, but I would definitely say fantasy and thrillers are some of my favorites. I like thrillers because you can just pick them up and finish them in, 1 or 2 sittings, and I really like fantasy because it allows me to escape, especially during the pandemic. Number 8, how much time do I usually spend reading?
Oh, daily, weekly, monthly?
Maybe on a daily basis.
Probably at least 3 to 4 hours.
That's not true at all. I spend an hour reading every day, but then I have certain days where I binge read and I read 3 to 4 hours to finish a book. Number 9 is what is one thing you notice about my reading habits? So this could be, watching TV, listening to music while I'm reading.
Well, okay, you really like to put little sticky notes in the books.
Yeah, I do.
Which I'm honestly a little surprised at.
Are you surprised?
I mean, I know you like making lists and that kind of stuff, but I mean, it makes sense since you do a lot of buddy reads and book sharing, so other people can see what you thought at certain points in the book. So, I mean, there's a fair amount of crying involved.
I've recently started getting really into sticky noting books, especially because I like seeing it all colorful at the end and kind of going back and seeing what emotions I was feeling during certain parts of the book, which is really fun to reference back to. I actually want to go and do that with some of the books that I read earlier in 2020 before I discovered, the beauty of sticky noting. Yeah. And also about the crying, he's been around for all of it, so there's been multiple times where he wakes up in the morning, because he's a late riser and I'm an early riser, and I'll just be sobbing, like, ah! And he's like, it's okay, I guess. It's a fictional world.
Well, I mean, at the end of Shadow and Bone,
Yeah.
well, that series, you were like sobbing, and I'm like, it's okay. And you're like, oh, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Yikes. 11 is what book would you consider reading?
Okay, definitely Thunderhead. I mean, the second book in the Scythe series. That, Shadow and Bone, seems like it might be a lot of fun. Yeah.
He doesn't normally read, but I recently kind of got him into Scythe. We ended up reading the first book together. I read it first, but I liked it so much that I wanted to reread it to him, and he ended up finishing it by himself because he was so invested in the story. So we're planning on reading the rest of the trilogy together.
It was really good.
Yeah. It's really fun to be able to talk with him about all my bookish emotions.
Okay, well, not for the end of Scythe.
He finished Scythe, like, a long time, like, after I finished it, and he was like, let me tell you. And he started rambling for, like, 3 hours about Scythe, and I was like, I don't want to hear it, you're being annoying.
That's what you get for showing me books.
I learned my lesson the hard way. Okay, number 12, superhero or supervillain? I feel like you'd be a supervillain.
Oh, yeah.
Because he plays the Star Wars Clone Wars game, and he made like
no,
an
it was,
evil...
Knights of the Old Republic 2, and I played an
Evil
Jedi
woman.
Sentinel, just completely maxed out the dark side.
Dun, dun, dun. So the last question for the booktube tag is to ask you if you know what these booktube terms mean. So the first thing is booktube. Do you know what booktube is?
Yes.
Tell me.
People who read and discuss books on YouTube.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Do you know what a reading slump is?
Yeah. I mean, after you, like, finish a book and you're just kind of not over the book, so you don't want to read anymore.
Okay. Do you know what a TBR is?
To be read.
I'm impressed. Okay. Do you know what a wrap-up is?
Okay, I've heard it a lot, but I still don't know. Is that where you just kind of explain books? Give a little synopsis?
Yeah, so you have, like, monthly wrap-ups where you basically summarize your opinions on all the books that you read that month.
Huh.
Do you know what a readathon is?
Kind of like a marathon, but without moving.
Okay, and lastly, do you know what a reading vlog is?
Kind of like YouTube, but not on YouTube.
Remember what I did when we went to...
Oh, was it like little snippets?
Yeah, of your, like, you have, like, talking, kind of, like, showing your day-to-day life. I think he did pretty well. So those are all the questions for the boyfriend booktube tag. Thank you guys if you made it this far. And now we're going to move on to some questions that some of my friends on Bookstagram submitted to me. So let's get started. So the first question is, could y'all do a vlog where you pick each other's TBR? Where I pick a book and you pick a book, and then we read the other person's recommended book?
That might be rough for me, just because of...
No, it wouldn't. Because you promised me that you would read Shadow and Bone.
Oh, yeah.
So we could do that with Shadow and Bone, and then I could read Ready Player One or the pig. What's a pig book?
The Pig Scrolls?
The Pig Scrolls.
Okay, it's been a long time since I read that, so I don't...
You recommended it to me, though.
No, I remember it being really good and definitely different, but
We'll see.
again, we will.
Can I have a sip of wine?
Don't drink, kids.
We're legal. Where did you guys meet?
Oh, goodness. We were at some tiny indoor, like, local EDM
Concert.
rave thing.
My best friend was like, yeah, I have, like, a Tinder date, like, I'm super excited, I'm going to see so-and-so, and I straight up wasn't very close to her at the time. We were barely friends through mutuals, and I basically was like, okay, shoot. I can just let this slide, or I could, you know, bite the bullet and ask her if I can come. And I essentially invited myself to the concert. I was like, can I come with you? And she was like, yeah, sure, of course. Like, the more the merrier. And that's where I met you.
I did not look very good. Let me just put it that way.
Okay, seems like a lot of these questions are like origin stories, like how did you meet, how did you meet, how did you meet? So that's how we met. So we basically met at this concert where our mutuals were going on a Tinder date, and I didn't think he was really into me until, you know, we're at his apartment after the concert all hanging out and just talking, and my friend's like, hey, I think he's kind of into you. And I was like, really? I didn't notice, because I am the most oblivious person in the world. I would not notice if you were staring me down unless someone literally like pointed it out. I'm not good with eye contact. I'm not good with that whole like eye flirty kind of thing. I just feel really awkward about it. And yeah. So anyways, that's when I first had it hinted. It was kind of at a bad time. We were kind of having a thing, and then we both weren't ready. He had just gotten out of a really serious relationship, and so we kind of parted ways. And I dated someone else seriously for about 14 months, and he was off doing him, bettering himself, and living life. And then after I broke up with my ex-boyfriend, I was like, you know what? I'm finally over this guy. Like, let's be friends.
Yeah, let's
And so
get that rebound.
so I wished him happy birthday in 2018, thinking that we could finally be friends. And
We couldn't.
we couldn't be friends. Yeah, he didn't want to date me for a long time just because he wasn't sure he wanted to ever be in a relationship anytime soon. But it happened.
You changed my mind.
So that's our story. It's a lot more complicated and messy than that, but we're just gonna give you that story because the most important thing is that we're here now.
Drop the self-time.
Question is, does he like to read as much as you do?
No.
No.
If it wasn't for BookTube, I would have a hard time believing that anybody likes to read as much as her.
Reading is amazing. What is your favorite book?
Okay, so back in like middle school, I read the Cirque du Freak series.
Oh yeah.
And I liked it so much that I immediately read it again. I would say like favorite series, and again, I kind of want to read it a third time because I've completely forgotten.
Noelle is asking about an embarrassing fact about each other. So you can say an embarrassing fact about me, as long as it's not too embarrassing. Let me try to think about like what I can publicly like release about you.
Okay, I've got one. Like,
That was fast. Okay. Oh yeah.
during meals, you have the habit, in private, in public, you'll just undo the top button of your pants.
Grayson! I
Like,
eat
you're
till
not-
I get really
I
full,
know,
and
it's just so funny. Like,
my pants are tight. I need to breathe.
I mean,
I don't know
the
what
worst
to
thing
say.
is that like I've started doing it too, and like I never realized that. Like, oh, that's pretty good.
No, it like actually relieves that like pressure that you feel in your stomach, and it allows you more room for food. I don't know.
Yeah, if you've never tried it, try it, and then I guess leave a comment on what you thought. Is that?
Okay, yeah.
Are you writing down my embarrassing facts? Oh my gosh, you did actually write. Oh wow.
Something embarrassing is that Grayson does not get drunk very often, but when he does, he says really embarrassing things. So I'm not
afraid.
gonna insert any clips or anything like that embarrassing for his sake, but you can just imagine that his alter ego, Gilly, is a good time. He's there for a good time, not a long time. Next question is, what are your favorite things about each other? My favorite thing about Grayson is that he's a really genuine person and he's really spontaneous, which is really important for me when I'm looking for a partner. It's like I want someone who's always down to try new things, and we have very similar interests. Like we both like to play board games and travel and try new food or go to art installations or go on road trips. So it's really fun because he's my best friend and my boyfriend. I really appreciate him for that.
What I like about you? Okay, you're very adventurous and you love to plan. I mean, she's basically made quarantine bearable. I have no idea what I'd be doing without it. Without you. But no, I love that you like to adventure. I mean, honestly, you're the driving force behind most of our adventures. But I mean, you always keep me in mind when planning things. Thank you.
Who's the one who loves pickles and olives, and who's the one who hates them? We both love pickles and olives. We're a good time. Like, we're fun. We love garlic. We
my
love
God,
garlic. Like, throw them our way. We love them, and we also don't mind kissing each other with really bad breath.
Also, fun fact, I can't really smell.
So, even if I was smelly, he wouldn't be able to tell. The next question is, do you two like to read the same books? Like we went over, he's not much of a reader, but I do feel like if it's a compelling storyline, regardless of the genre, he will be down and interested to reading it with me. We've actually read a lot of thrillers together. I read The Silent Patient to him.
Oh, that was wild.
Behind Closed Doors, and
First 3/4 of Scythe.
yeah. Someone asked if you know what my favorite book, title, and author is. I don't think he would know the author, but he definitely knows the titles of the books that I like. What is the first book he has ever bought you? I'm pretty sure the first book that he ever purchased for me was Heartless by Marissa Meyer for Christmas, and he put a little cute handwritten note, which I thought was really thoughtful. Someone asked if you're jealous of my books.
Maybe a little bit sometimes, but she shares.
So someone asked, favorite memory. What is your favorite memory?
Okay.
Some of my favorite memories are when we've taken trips together, which we haven't traveled a ton together, but we've been to Seattle together, and we went to San Diego for a few days, and courtesy of me, I planned everything from the food to the attractions. Like, I'm very much into planning, so I like finding those hidden gems and things that you can't find in a travel guide necessarily. I make my own. We had the best time ever.
She's a terrific travel planner. And I think, okay, maybe when we went to Seattle in the Chihuly Glass Museum and there was nobody there.
Yeah, so we actually visited Seattle right before the pandemic got serious and lockdown began, and we had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is, what is each other's perfect date night? Probably I would say for both of us, it's either watching a movie or, you know, going to a restaurant, playing board games, or doing a date night box. I love date night boxes. Escape rooms are also our
like
favorite.
Escape box.
If you guys want any fun date recommendations, we're subscribed to Escape the Crate, which is a once every other month escape subscription box where you can do it from the comfort of your home. And it's so much fun, completely worth the money, and just you can tell it's so detail-oriented that there's no mistakes to be made. And if you're feeling like a date box that, you know, you work on kind of your relationship and learn more about each other, I would really recommend getting the Crated with Love, like CRATED. And that's a monthly subscription that has different themes, and there's usually 4 full activities in the box that are just super fun and original and creative, and definitely not anything you could just throw together for a casual date night. It definitely does all the work for you.
Nice, it's really good.
Yeah, that's what we enjoy doing probably the most, besides our board gaming and besides our traveling, because we really can't do that right now. But I would say, you know, we have a lot of us time, and that's something that we prioritize, so it matters less about what we do and more about just spending time with each other.
Lots of board games are usually involved.
Yeah. Can we play some tonight?
Oh, you know we are.
Okay. Well, is there anything else you want to say before we close out this video?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Lots of good questions, and I hope I'm not too embarrassing.
I hope I'm not too embarrassing. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love to hear in the comments down below if you agree with us with any of the things, whether it be, the pickle obsession, or if you enjoyed reading Scythe just like we did. So let me know in the comments down below, and if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. It would honestly mean a lot to me.
And to me.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys in my next video, and yeah, bye!
Bye!